Sup nerds, welcome to the Omni4Game podcast, episode 42. I am Sean, and I'm joined with Chris and Brandon as always.
Alright guys, this week's Omni4Game recap. We're going to hit you with our locals recap. A very hype, really good regional recap for one of us. And then we go over your guys' comment questions. See if you guys like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
First topic, locals recap. Who's going first?
I think that's me.
Hold on. Should we? Do you guys not want to do this at the very beginning of the podcast? Do we not want to congratulate Sean for his definite top 8 in today's regional? Because we were recording this after that because we're madmen.
We're probably going to get the actual results live on air.
Yeah, we probably will finally get my...
Yeah, 2 of us played for 7 hours plus. Brandon copped out. I wanted to get my money's worth and get some more practice and experience, even though I did terrible. But yeah, Sean definitely got a top 8 going X1. Congrats.
Yay.
Let's go. Somebody out here repping.
Now I control the next regional I'm in. Let's go.
And then Ben, we don't know. He has 1 loss and 2 ties. I don't know what that's guaranteed.
Yeah, he had
Maybe
1 loss, 2
32?
ties going into round 9. And I don't think he's finished round 9 yet.
Okay, so we don't know yet on Ben. Hopefully he gets it. But yeah, congrats. And Brand, did you do the worst? I thought I got 4th.
Yeah, I was below that.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Yeah, I finished...
Silly me. I didn't want to hear you say that.
Oh, yeah, of course. I finished this week 2-2 for locals. Round 1, I played against Sean. And it was kind of like the reverse of what happened last week. Where last week I was able to like high roll him, and then he high rolled me, and then I just happened to have like the pieces to kill him. This week it was he high rolled me. He mistakenly gave me too much memory, game 2, and then game 3 he just locked me out of the game, and I couldn't really play all that well. It is what it is. Pretty standard Magnavac stuff.
I think I gave you too much memory to where you could activate blue card or something to lethal me, or am I thinking about?
Yep.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Because I had the same exact setup as last time, except for I didn't need the EX1 Metal Garu to confirm it.
Yeah.
I was just able to wombos. I think is that the game I Blitz Omni'd or something like that? I can't remember.
I don't know, dude.
2 days ago.
I have played 12 rounds of Digimon since we played.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I took very sparse notes because I didn't want to have to go through so many rounds of this stuff. Round 2, I got the bye, so cool. Didn't even have to play. Love that for me. Round 3, I played against Ben, playing 7 Great Demon Lords. I got him 2-1. He was able to Unga Boonga me, I think, game 1, because my stacks were just super suboptimal. I wasn't seeing that great. I was playing Melga, by the way. I don't know if that was stated, because I'm getting practice for the regional.
Yeah, we all played the decks that we played today, last night at our locals.
Just for practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can just kill 7 Great Demon Lords fast enough and I don't hit any options out of security, it's just over.
Yeah.
Because they can't do anything if I have jamming in my stack. Then finally against Chris, I was playing Numa. He was playing Numa, of course. He O2'd me real quick. We ended up playing 8 games, and I think I only managed to get 1 off of him. It was pretty bad. I was
wasted all my
Oh my god, dude, the tilt. You were like, let's play again.
I wasted all my luck on you that night.
Oh,
Good.
man.
I'm glad it made your night worse.
Didn't you just take a singular game off him and you guys played 3 or 4 matches?
One singular game.
Yeah, we
played 4 matches. He took 1 singular game.
Yeah,
he just kept saying, run it back. Run it back.
Hey, but I'll say that experience came in pretty clutch once we got to the regional. But yeah, my locals was pretty mid. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, so somehow I got 4th. I guess all 4 of us went X1, and I guess because of my opponents. What? How am I stupid? We all went X1.
Brandon went 2-2.
No, he's talking about the top 4.
The top 4, we all went X1.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we all went X1, and if I got unlucky, I got 4th.
You beat the wrong people.
Yeah, Brandon, like Brandon said, I was playing Numamon, because that's what I planned on playing in the regional. Round 1, I played against Josh, playing Burbs. That was the first time I've actually played against it in person, because no one at our locals has built the deck. Yeah, it was just like
growing up. That was nice of him. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was fun to play
nice.
against Josh again.
We had like a multiple like competitive deck. Like it was like the most meta / competitive our locals has ever been, I think.
Well, we did have 3 7.
Yeah, I was just about to
It's
say,
like 3
we had
7-grade
3
Demon
people.
Lords,
of varying quality.
1 Imperial, 1 Birds, 1 Magnavax, 1 Melga, 1 Nume, 1 Plesio X.
Oh, was he still playing that?
Mm-hmm.
No, he was playing 3 Great Angels.
Oh, were they just playing for funsies whenever I walked up? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got to see him play. So
Robbie was just playing 3 Great Angels. I'm not sure what his build was, but he was going like hard in on just like the 3 Great Angels.
That's right. 'Cause I
Like-
remember seeing him have like a Seraphiel on the field versus I think you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, well, I never played against him.
Were you guys playing for
I just-
fun? Am I?
No. He was playing against Josh for fun
Okay,
when you were watching.
Yeah. Long
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
Dude.
So-
long day.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So, round 1, I played against, done made me forget. Birds. I lost 0-2 to that. It's the first time I've really seen I've seen videos, but it's different when you actually
sitting
play
across
against it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Josh was teching in Kilomons, which is a bird. And not only that, it's on play. He can just pop my Digimon. Yeah, it is a bird. And so, there was that. And he was just popping off on me. He was just doing his stuff. And then I'm like, damn, hopefully I don't run into this tomorrow. I didn't run into it. And then round 2, I 2-0'd 7 Great Demon Lords real quick. If they just don't open well or their deck isn't optimized for like Numamon, they're just gonna. I think that's like a what would you say, Sean? Like a 70-30
Yeah, it's borderline.
In
like,
whose favor?
in Numamons, right? Because they're just
versus Demon Lords.
yeah.
If it depends on how many Chikuris you're playing, and
Right,
I think it's in Nume's favor if you're playing any number of Chikuris. If you're playing 4, I think it's heavily in your favor.
Yeah.
It's just like you're so fast as the Numa.
Yeah, you just run them down. Like unless they open super nuts and you open like super bad, you most likely will win just because of the deck.
I mean, it's one of those things where if you have to say you have to open bad, they have to open good, it's a bad matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good matchup for Demon Lords. Like one of the players I played today said it was the worst matchup.
Not as bad as Magna is for it.
I personally think Magnavax is probably the worst matchup for 7 Great Demon Lords personally, but
So
Sometimes
then
just violent though.
Yeah. I 2-0'd him real quick, made him want to rechange his whole deck.
Wasn't playing Biden Crush.
Yeah, he wasn't playing Binding Crush or 7th Lightning, but he ended up wanting to put those in afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, Ben's only playing 7th
playing...
Lightning as a one-of just for a name.
Yeah, he also was like, he was also teching 1 Apocalypse, which, okay, sure. And then I can understand why, I mean, I guess.
It's a good card.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hard Digivolve into it, though, and you're only going to ever mill 4 cards.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I didn't get it, but I was just like, okay, it's a good card.
And then he also wanted to play what's it called, the Royal Knight card for an extra name.
Drazel,
yeah, which I get and I don't get. I'm like, okay, I get as like an extra name, sure.
Oh, we'll talk about that too.
Yeah, so
I've seen other people play it.
Yeah, so I ended up 2-0ing him. Round 3, I end up 2-0ing Imperial Dramon. I just was seeing I'm not sure if he didn't understand the matchup or whatnot, but he just was not trying to kill me very fast. He was just like, hey, I'm going to do my stuff and then, whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do my stuff better while killing your stuff. So, 2-0'd Imperial Dramon. And then round 4, I ended up playing against Brandon real quick to like 10-0, 10-1.
God, dude. You guys played 4 matches in the time it took me and Ben to play 1.
Yeah, so it was a pretty successful night at locals. I used up all my luck and energy at locals, and it did not translate to
Don't
the
talk
regional.
about it yet. That's a separate topic.
All right, go ahead, Sean.
All right,
Sean,
I like to make sure I can bring Chris down as much as possible.
All
how'd
right,
you do, Brandon?
So I played Magnavax last night to practice for the regional. I have changed my list pretty significantly. I probably put a deck profile on the channel. Round 1 I played against Brandon. He took a game off me, but fortunately he didn't high roll me 2 out of 3, so I won 2-1. Round 2 I played against Birds. And Josh is actually a very good player.
Very good.
Him and Ben are constantly playing.
Yeah, Josh is extremely good. He just doesn't play in big events because he just doesn't sign up for them. So I've never played against Birds when like what I know is a good player is piloting the deck. I've only played against it like a couple times on the sim. He high rolled the bejesus out of me game 1 and left me like 2 security on like his second turn of the game through a Magna X.
God.
Wait, who'd you play round 1?
Me.
You played
Brandon.
Josh round 2. Oh, you guys talked about it? Oh, okay, I spaced out. My bad.
It's okay, dude. Long day,
God,
dude.
man.
It's cool. It's cool. Long day.
I'm in the birds. I'm
Yeah.
birds. I'm flying high.
Yeah, so I couldn't recover after that, like because he has like security trash effects and stuff. So like he got all my security cleared out, and I just couldn't defend myself. But I won.
That Phoenix X and that Garuda Ace, or not Garuda X, those cards are very good, especially when you see the combo. It's very nasty.
Yes, but I was able to win games 2 and 3 because that deck is not going to high roll every game. And if we both high roll, I'm going to win because I have a better deck. Then round 3, I played against 7 Great Demon Lords. Not Ben. I was playing against one of the 3 7 Great Demon Lords players in the room last night. So I've been testing with Ben a bunch for the regional, and we always test the Magnavax versus 7 Great Demon Lords matchup because Ben wants to see like if the changes he's made the matchup any better for him.
More winnable.
Yeah. The matchup is horrendous for 7 Great Demon Lords. Like, it is like, if I could handpick a deck to play against that I think I would win 99 times out of 100, it would be versus 7 Great Demon Lords with Magnavax. They only win when you just don't see Magnamon. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's their only win condition is they high roll you to where they get Unga Bunga live really quick and you just never see a Magnamon.
Makes sense.
So anyways, I've also got a bunch of testing experience versus it. So I 2-0'd Caleb very quickly. It was not hard.
Yeah,
Easy
it
peasy.
was very fast. I remember you getting up real quick.
Yeah,
And you were
I
waiting.
just started watching everybody else play.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's really bad. Like, unless if I see Magna X quickly, the game's over. Like, I kill them in like 2 turns because they can't do anything. I swing 2 checks every turn. Then round 4, played against Ben, who was X1. I was the only undefeated after 3 rounds, but we played a 4th round.
Yeah, we always played.
Yeah, and
so this was what out of 100?
This was the one time out of 100. So me and Ben have tested this matchup. I don't know how many matches. He has won a total of 2 of them, counting last night, and the other one he won was like a couple of weeks ago when I like didn't know how all the cards in his deck worked and was playing into stupid stuff like Creepy with a Rise on the field, and I would swing my Magna X and he would block and then trigger Rise to play another dude out. Or just me just forgetting Creepy was a blocker like 2 weeks ago. But anyways,
it's so funny. There was such a funny moment last night.
Oh yeah. So
Sean had a Magna X and a Patamon. I'll let you explain what happened, Sean.
Okay, so game 1 he Unga Bunga'd me. Like, he also had like really good hands both games. Like, it was basically like I low rolled into his high roll, which is how you win or how I lose into that matchup. But it's not going to happen very often. Even game 1, I actually should have been able to win, but I didn't. I forgot that he had a Bills in his trash because he Unga Bunga'd me and I had 0 security, but he had a Chaos Mode on the field. And I had a Magna X. So I was like, I'll just choke him to 1 and do this. But I could have choked him to 1 and hard played a Rapidmon, a starter deck Rapidmon, to have 2 blockers on the field. Because as soon as I just passed turn with 1 blocker, he was like, I think you just threw. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, swing. And I was like, block. And he's like, Beals. And I was like, oh, where'd you write?
Oh yeah, Bills with Rush. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, whereas if I'd hard played the Rapid and choked him to 1, he couldn't Devo the Rapid, so it still would have been another blocker, and I probably would have killed him on my next turn. Game 2, also he high rolled into my low roll. He Unga Bunga'd me and had me at very low security. And he had a Creepymon on the fields and I think a Chaos Mode on the field. And he had like 2 security, and I had a Magnamon that I wanted to trigger its effect, and he had a Rise in his battle area, and his Creepy has blocker. I promote my Patamon, it whiffed. And I sat there and thought about it for a second, because like obviously I can't swing with my Magna if I haven't triggered the effect, because he just blocks, they crash, and then he triggers the Rise. So I was like, swing Pata. And Ben
he goes, oh my god, what a smart, or what a
no,
good play.
He said, God dang, that's good.
God dang, that's good.
God dang, that's good. And everyone was watching us at this point. I think we were the last match. So,
God dang, that's good.
Oh, everybody just started laughing.
Yeah, we all got a chuckle.
That was funny.
I was dying. It was just the subtlety of it.
Which it was a good play, because it didn't matter if he blocked with his Creepy there, because either way I was going to trigger my Magna X effect. But unfortunately, it did not matter. I was still going to die. I think it was actually the turn before he was going to Unga Bunga me. Like, at the end of that turn, I was getting Unga Bunga'd.
Yeah.
So anyways, Ben ended up winning 2-0. There's this once in a blue moon win. I still ended up coming in first, thanks to tiebreakers. Thank you so much. And now we will move on to...
Salt's out yet?
They'll probably be out... Oh my god.
I mean, 3 minutes ago was time in overtime.
Longer than that, 7 minutes ago.
Oh, 7 minutes ago, yeah. Sorry, my notification says 35, and it's 38 right now.
No, you're good.
Get your act together, Brandon.
Get good, Brandon.
Can't do that. Sorry, man.
All right, so regionals recap. So obviously, us 3 played in the regional today. I just got done with the final round about half an hour ago. Ugh. I will get my final placing in probably the next 10 or 15 minutes. Ben also played. I don't know if he's done with his round or not. But which one of you finished worse? I believe it's Brandon.
Probably.
Well, you dropped first, so.
Yeah, I dropped first. So, first things first, round 1, my opponent was a no-show, so I just got an automatic win.
I did not bring my notes for this. I threw them away. I forgot to grab them.
Oh
wow!
It's okay.
I have a whole piece of paper for all this.
I wrote it all down too. Oh my god. Okay, I kind of remember what all I played against. So.
Well, you can wait your turn, you hooker.
I will. I'll wait.
So, round 1 was basically a bye, if you will, just no show. So the dude like dropped immediately after 2. So I'm not sure what was going on there.
You don't even get your participation doing that. He
yeah.
must.
Did you say that he no showed? Like, did you put?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
They probably dropped him.
It.
They probably dropped him from the event, unless you mean he literally saw him.
No, he literally typed into the Discord drop.
Weird dude. I love setting $30 on fire. It's my favorite pastime.
For real. Yeah, good luck getting your refund for that, right? Round 2, I played against Donkey Gnaw, content creator.
Mm-hmm.
Donkey Gnaw, He was playing Numa. It was a very close matchup. So I ended up losing 1-2, but as will become a common theme throughout this regional for me, I was doing extraordinarily well against the Nume matchup. Like, I was almost always putting them so far on the back foot. It was just sometimes, like, especially like a game 3 situation, they would open up the nuts on me and just go super wide, and I was just like, I didn't see my stack. In time, I lose. Like, I think that one in particular, game 3, I didn't see a level 5. So I was like, what are you going to do?
Sad.
But hey, the fact I'm being that competitive with a tier 1 deck, and I'm not playing the tier 1 deck and still doing bad, I'd say that's pretty good for me. Okay. So then round 3
Were you expecting
was
us
also
to say
Nume.
something?
I was waiting for it.
Oh, Melga sucks. Do you want me to say that? I mean, I'll say it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can say it.
All my homies hate
just-
Melga.
Yeah. Round 3 was also against Nume. This time, again, I actually got the win, 2-1.
Let's go.
EX1 Melga just absolutely poops on them. Sagittarius absolutely poops on them. Melga X absolutely poops on them. Like, my opponent went into a Venusmon, like a turn too soon. Like, I was very clearly not ready to promote, and they Venused, because, like, I'm pretty sure I didn't even have anything in the raising area. I think it was an empty raising area. And instead of, like, holding on to, like a ace or something like that, they went into the Venus.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, it's going to sit there on the board. I'm never going to touch it. Okay? Because I'm never going to have security check +1, -1. Like, it's going to be too late. So that was a pretty good matchup. Round 4, guess what? More Nume. I lost this one 1-2. Game 3, like, my deck just straight up didn't work. I was doing the same thing, like, over and over again. I was surprising people with the EX1, being able to Evo for cheap and bottom deck all their stuff. And I can't remember if it was this round. I think it was this round, where there was the small judge debacle with the Weregaru X. The guy I was playing against, I believe his name was Jasper, actually listens to the pod, so shout out for, fans. But I double checked with Sean, because Sean, you are a qualified judge, correct?
Yes.
And
Ben.
And you has been.
And Sean, I would like you to do the honors of explaining why the call that was made was actually really bad.
So, Brandon had a judge call, which is fair. It's always definitely encouraged if you don't understand how something works to ask for a judge. The judge unfortunately ruled incorrectly. He stated that Brandon's EX5 Weregaru X needs to activate the first effect in order to get the second sentence. That's actually not true. The second sentence can always happen even without triggering the first sentence. Unfortunately, Brandon did not appeal, although it ended up
dude,
not,
I was like gaslighting myself. I was like,
it
I don't
ended up
think
not
that's how that
mattering
works.
anyway because Brandon was going to lose. So
it was
ultimately-
literally picking up a level 3. Like, it wasn't a
Yeah.
situation that mattered.
Thankfully, it didn't impact the outcome, but yeah, it was an incorrect ruling, unfortunately. Also, the results are out. I officially got 5th place.
Let's
Hey,
go.
let's go.
Spoilers.
5th. Hell yeah. Congrats.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Ben lost,
No,
didn't he?
Yeah, Ben
no Ben.
Ben lost his last round.
What did he end
No.
up? What place did he end up?
Brandon, keep talking. I'll look for Ben's placing.
Yeah, so and then my final round before I dropped, I played against Lugamon, which I find to be a extraordinarily kind of one-sided matchup, because not only do they have access to blockers out the wazoo with their AG just generically giving out blocker, but their Tyrannos being blockers and searchers and trash fillers, and then not to mention when they pop off, it's always from promote level 3, pop off to clear your board and kill you at the same time. Whereas my deck is quite literally either control your board a little bit while I'm getting ready and then pop off, or just pop off. And his is way more consistent because of how Luga operates as a deck. I don't have much defense in the deck, and you need solid and good defense against something like a Luga, and I just don't have it.
Or
So I got,
Pillowmons.
yeah, or like stuff like that, like Crimson Blazes, Pillowmon, stuff like that. And I just don't play stuff like that. Like, Death X is probably the best thing I have, but guess what?
That's after
I'm
the fact.
probably dead.
Yeah. That's why I never liked
probably-
that in that matchup, because I'm like, if
Yeah.
they've already popped off, they probably killed me.
Yeah, I'm already dead.
Yeah.
So that's a very one-sided matchup, unfortunately. And then after that, I was just like, I've lost 3 rounds. I'm just gonna call it there. I gave it my good old elementary try. I'll get my participation, and we'll go from there. I ended up taking E out. We ended up going to KFC. So that was fun.
Hell yeah, dude. Get that chicken.
Yeah.
And then ignored her the rest of the night.
No, we hung out. She just wanted to go to bed, which is why I'm out here in the kitchen, because she's trying to sleep. We got work in the morning, so.
What'd you do? Give her the 1-2 so she could go to bed?
Yeah, I just slipped some of those good sleepy vibes powder in her Starry.
So, I played Numamon like we went over. Round 1, I beat Imperial Dramon. Round 2, there's nothing really to say about the Imperial Dramon matchup. There was one really funny moment where I Edamoned his Imperial Dramon ace, and then it was forced to attack, and I was like, Valkyriemon, block? My turn now?
Thanks.
Yeah, that's mine.
And handshake?
Yeah, so
Hyper handshake?
yeah, round 2 I played against Dan Vang. He was also playing Numamon. Unfortunately, he 2-0'd me. Unfortunately, the theme of today for me was I was just drawing really bad hands. I'm not gonna say completely unplayable, but some of them were just completely unplayable. I'm talking multiple level 6s in my hands, and just multiple Louis or Satskis, and just stuff like that. But when I got to play, I got to play. I did my stuff, and I was beating the hell out of my opponents. But there were just too many games where I'm just I can't even play with this hand. I'll be passing turns, or just making really suboptimal plays. Round 3, I ended up playing Leo. This is one of those ones where I ended up losing 2-1. His grab he would get either really lucky with his grab Leos, or I just was drawing unplayable hands, and he would just sit there and just slowly kill me, and I'm like, dude, I can't even play right now. I pass. What am I supposed to do?
I mean, D-Evo also really hurts your guys' your boards.
Yeah, and well, the heavy Leomon end of attack bottom decks my stuff. The grab Leo bottom decks my stuff, so that all hurts. But then I think game 3 I was in a pretty good position, and I swung at his security, and I hit a Mimi, and I was down to 1 security, and he only had 1 Digimon and nothing in raising. So, and the Digimon
promote.
Yeah, the Digimon he had on board was a level 5, so I was like, yeah, okay, that's game right there. I can't recover from that. So then round 4, I played against Blue Flare. I did win that. It's Blue Flare. Unfortunately, I just was able to kill him too fast, and even when he stuns my stuff, you can stun my stuff, but it's not getting it off the board. So I'm still able to Digivolve on top of it. Play more Digimon, DP next stuff. So,
didn't you also in one of the earlier rounds absolutely confuse somebody to bejesus with the Cherubi?
No, I mean no one was really confused with it, but I did use it, and it was the same.
Sorry, go ahead.
It was the same situation what Brandon had, where Shrubimon Ace has 2 effects, but there's a very definite period, and then it goes, then do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like Brandon's effect, and I explained that to my opponent. I read it off to him. I was like, because he was like, don't you have to play another Digimon to get that effect? And I was like, no, it's 2 separate sentences. You don't have to meet the first one to get the second one. I was like, I read it to him, and I said, period, then, and then I read the rest of the effects, and he was like, oh, okay, gotcha. And then he was cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
He understood. I was like, that's just how it works. So my guy did not call a judge, thankfully. Hopefully I would not have gotten the same one as Brandon, because I think it did matter.
I'm sure it did, but you could have appealed.
Yeah.
Especially after I explained what happened to me. I don't want to be mean to that judge, but that's a very simple ruling. The fact the card is very clearly two separate sentences.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I would have appealed it because that would have also spread the knowledge to the judge that it was an incorrect ruling.
I also wish you would have appealed it specifically for that
moment.
reason, so that judge would know in the future.
Yeah. I was just so flustered in the moment. I was like, I've been doing this wrong my entire life? Like, this is such an easy effect. Like, what?
Do I not understand how Digimon cards work?
Yeah.
My whole life's been a lie.
Yeah. It's one of those things where when somebody, like, of authority will say something and you're like, I don't think that's right, but I mean, you do this for a job. Obviously, you must know what you're talking about, right?
Round 5, I played against War Greymon. I'm talking completely tricked out Black War Greymon X. I'm talking about like he had every max rarity under the sun. It was beautiful. Like he even like she revealed one card and he showed it to me. I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Including the BT8, the BT8 like alt arts, like the prize cards.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Holy hell!" And so that was another game where I'm talking like it got to the point where I'm playing out like Louis for no effect. You know, like. It was bad. The amount of times where I have just a hatched egg and nothing to digivolve into was ridiculous today.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was really bad today. Like it was just I just had super unlucky hands. It was like game 1 because Black War Greymon isn't like a crazy aggressive deck. He was just slowly for turns poking at me with one, and he would just keep his other Digimon in the raising area. I don't know why he was like, must have been like, oh, he's eventually gonna do something to clear the stack, and then I'll promote this one, and then build it again, and then clear it.
That's what he was doing, yeah.
Yeah,
never happened.
It never happened. It wasn't until the turn.
He was probably ready to punish like an ace coming out on your side.
Yeah. It would definitely like he was ready to just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna punish if you answer this stack. Which fair enough. Like that's smart. It was like the turn he was like, okay, he's not doing anything. Promote, and then I'm gonna kill you. And I'm like, yep, okay. And then game 2, he again, like I think very first turn he like revealed the Gray X, the good one.
Yeah.
And then he went into this full stack of just like Black War Greymon proto form with like Black War Greymon X underneath it, and I'm like, dude, he has multiple ties on the board. I can't do it. So he ended up getting me. Yeah, it banged me out, man.
Pause?
No pause. No pause.
Pause?
No pause. No, none. Banged me out, man.
Plug in.
So, and then the next round I played against 7 Great Demon Lords. This one was a little bit of a kerfuffle for me, but it was so late in the tournament, whatever. Unfortunately, my opponent showed up a couple minutes late. I don't think late enough for me to like...
I believe you said 6 minutes late, which should have been a game loss.
So, unfortunately, I don't think he understood. I'm not even going to say this. Hopefully he doesn't listen. He didn't know how to play the deck, so his turns took very long. There were some camera issues. His camera angle was also quite revealing. I could see his entire hand. Yeah, it wasn't until midway through game 2 that he realized he could use Rise as a name for gates. And then, game 1, he ended up winning because, again, I drew an unplayable hand, and it took him forever to fumble to Gudamon play to kill me. Even then, I got him down to 1 security because the 7 Great Demon Lords is slow enough to where, even if I open badly, I can still try and chip him down fast enough. Because that was my whole goal, because Sean's like, hey, you just got to kill him as fast as possible. It's like, hey, word, I got you. I'm like, I'm just throwing everything down. Yeah, stay less. I'm throwing everything down. I will say I was glad that I got to play test against Ben the other day when he was playing it, because I learned a bunch of their effects there. And then even playing against Will the other day at locals helped me realize a lot of their effects. So like I knew Creepy was a blocker.
Mhm.
I knew Beelzemon had Rush, and then he even tried to Devo one of my Digimon. I was like, how many cards do you have in trash?
Yeah.
He was like, not. He was like 8, and I was like, that's not enough.
Every time someone Beals me today, I was like, when it was like turn 2, I was like, do you have 8 cards in trash?
Yeah. So, and then I ended up winning game 2. We go into game 3 with not much time left. So I was playing super fast. I'm like, boom, boom. I was like, I'm not even a mulligan. Whatever this hand is what I'm playing. I got him down to 2 security. And, time was called. And normally at our locals, and this is my inexperience, normally at our locals, we just play the 3 turns. I thought it was 5 minutes or play your 3 turns. I don't even know why give you the option. Just say 5 minutes.
It's either one, whichever comes first.
Yeah, whichever happens first. So you either get 3 turns, 0, 1, 2, 3, or 5 minutes.
Yeah,
That's
we just don't
dumb.
enforce the 5-minute rule at locals. Which
Well, because you're gonna have people who go around having like a 15-minute.
I'm not complaining, Brandon. I'm just saying. I'm just reiterating what Chris said.
No, I know. I'm saying I don't understand why not it's one or the other. Why is it both?
You don't want people to have 15-minute final 3 turns.
Yeah, because if
we have people at our locals who do that, and it's aggravating.
Yeah, for a big event, you don't like because if people go into time, there's a possibility they're already playing slowly.
Yeah.
So you don't want to drag that out.
Yeah, let's hold up the whole tournament because these Jagoffs are taking 20 minutes on 3 turns.
He was turn 0. I think took up most of our 5 minutes. Came to my turn. I did my big play. Got him. He was all the way down to 2 security. I had 3 or 4 I had 3 Digimon on the board, including Jakurimon.
Ooh.
And a Digimon coming out of raising, and he was down to 2 security. And then it was his turn, and he was sitting there. He was just talking to himself, and then the judge popped in, and said, "Hey, that's time in the round, guys." And to me, I thought, "Oh, okay, that means we're gonna finish up this turn, and then it's over," because he basically just passed turn to me, and I'm like, "Okay, all I gotta do is swing," and that's when the judge came and said that. So we ended up in a tie, and I was confused. I thought, "Oh, I won because all I gotta do is swing." Because he picked up his security and was like, "Oh, I don't have anything in here anyways," and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, win for me." He registered it as a tie. I went in, I was like, shouldn't this be a win? But that's when Sean and Ben explained to me, oh no, if a judge comes into your match and says that, it's wherever you guys are at. So I ended up tying against 7th grade Demon Lords. I definitely think if we would have played the entire match full time, maybe would have been a different result.
Well, no, you had all the time, full time. That's why you went to time and got a draw.
Also, you would have just won because he should have had a game loss from showing up 6 minutes late.
Unfortunately, he went to the bathroom moments before they called the next round.
I never do a number 2 when I'm expecting pairings to go live.
But at the same time, this man had 3 ties going into this game. So, where did that come from?
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're going to go into an online event like that, at least kind of know how your deck works.
Yeah.
So the next round, the one right before I end up dropping, I end up playing Mirage, my first of the deck. I'll say this, I was extremely happy. I didn't play one back-to-back deck like Brandon. Brandon played like all Numis.
Nothing but Nume.
I played all...
It's so funny too, real quick story. When we got to my 5th round against the Lugamon player, both of us had done nothing but played against Numa, so we popped off a little bit. We were like, yeah, we're not playing against Numa.
Thank God.
Anyway. Yeah, so I'll say this, like, anybody that wants to say Digimon's not doing well, you're high. Because the fact that you can enter, like, an online event, and, yeah, sure, the top tables might be some of the same decks, and I didn't run into, like, any Magnas, but, like, the fact that this many different decks is being, like, entered into a tournament is crazy. Like, I don't think many other card games, not that at least I know, not that I know of, that are playing this many different kind of decks. Like, I didn't even play Magna Armor or Magna Vax, and that's 2 other different decks.
Yeah.
They're not even similar decks.
If this was something like Dragon Ball Super in its prime, Magna X would have been a promo prize card given out to winners.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't play against Luga. Brandon played Luga. Brandon also entered with Melga. That's 2 more different decks. I didn't play against Tyrant. I'm assuming Tyrant was somewhere in there, maybe.
I saw it on stream once or twice whenever I peeked to the stream.
That guy was playing like some kind of Masty Ace Megazoo deck with like the Dark Masters and stuff.
Yeah.
That deck looked cool. So like again, like so many different kinds of decks being played. So my last round I ran into Mirage. That was probably one of the more fun games I had because it was very back and forth, very competitive. Like game 1, he rolled me. Game 2, I rolled him real hard. Like I'm talking, I did all the Numamon stuff, and I was just like, at one point, I think I even slapped down a Death X and blew up his whole board. I was like, "You're not doing that to me. Kill your stuff. Get that out of here." Because Luga will, or not Luga, I'm sorry, Mirage will have like a bunch of tamers and stuff like that. So it's like you can get down pretty cheap. You had like 2 Digimon, like 2 tamers. So I was playing that for like cheap. I was like 8 memory. So then game 3, again very back and forth. I whittled him down to 1 security, and then I had like 4 Digimon on the board with 1 in raising, and of course 2 of my checks that turn were a memory setting Thomas and I believe a blue memory boost, and he already had a mental training on the board and a level 5 in raising. Yeah, so he had the whole setup to just whack me. And I'm like, hey, you got it or you got it, my guy. Like, there's not much I'm doing here, because that's the difficult part about that matchup with Mirage is, again, he doesn't delete my stuff, he bounces my stuff back. And with Numamon, you have 2 different kinds of hands. Either I have no cards in hand, or I have a lot of cards in hand. At least in my experience. Yeah, so,
either I've been able to proc Sunamon 8 times a game, or 1.
Yeah, so either he's had, like, he had enough memory to just absolutely wombo combo me through 5 security and then kill me, which is the strength of that deck. Like, that's what they're going to do sometimes, and that's why Sean doesn't like it, because it's just, you either high roll or you don't. Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, and then after that I ended up dropping. I had already played 7 rounds, and then the 4 the night before, I was like, that's good enough for me, I'm going to go home now. I packed up my bags and went home. I enjoyed it. It was a really good experience. I need to get into more of them. It's just more of like trying to get the notifications soon enough to actually sign up for them.
Dude, they always drop this crap while we're at work, too. Like the regional for September, literally Sean sent the message and was like, oh, it's open, it's open. I get to the message 4 minutes late. It's already full. Like, I'm just over there flinging my boxes on the shelf. Next thing I know, it's just like, okay, cool. No tournament for you.
Yeah.
All right.
And then we get Sean.
Before you get started, Sean, I wanted to show you this. Somebody has an in-hand photo of the Lord Nightmon. Look at him. He's a pretty card.
Way to ruin
Ignore
my
the
day.
color.
Way to ruin my day.
It's a really cool but bad card.
Bro, the JoJo pose for both arts of this Lord Nightmon are crazy.
So I played Magnavax in today's regional, which was 9 rounds. Cool. CoreTCG did a great job.
Yes, shout out CoreTCG.
Yeah, shout out to the
real smooth.
Yeah, shout out to the TO.
I made a joke before the tournament started. All of us were in the Discord call, just talking, shooting the breeze, and I said, "Man, how late do you think this tournament's gonna start?" And when I tell you they started like 2 minutes late, that is insane. I think that's like unheard of.
But they did a very good job in between rounds.
Yes.
In between every round was pretty brief. Very nice, since we were playing 9 rounds. I did not want to be playing Digimon until 11 o'clock at night. But round 1 I played against... Yep.
Evil X is not messing around. He was just like, we're getting this done.
Yeah, he's like, we're going. Round 1 I played against Imperial Dramon. Cool. He actually high rolled me game 1 and killed me. He put me low and I just couldn't defend myself from all of his stuff. But Magna X Took it games 2 and 3. There's not much he can do. Also, he was not seeing his tamers. But even if he had, I'm pretty sure I had a Pillowmon in my hand just ready to put it down if he ever played a Kenan Davis.
Right.
Round 2, I played against Magnamon Armor. That is a tougher matchup. It's not like free or anything. But I have removal for his stuff where he does not have removal for mine. And I can also keep him from triggering his effects if I get rid of all of his security. I can have my guy be a blocker and he can't do anything. So I basically just rushed him down both games. And also I saw Digimon Emperor both games. And that slowed him down a lot. It forced him to
I'm sorry, Sean. I forgot you mentioned that card. In my mirror match against Dan Vang.
Oh yeah.
He dropped double. He dropped double Digimon.
I don't know. Say what he said before he did it.
Yeah, he said I love Dan too. He goes, my hand's not very good, because I was like, even like, oh man, this hand's not very good. And then he goes, Digivolve, and then double Digimon Emperor, and I'm like, brother, I can't play now.
So Dan went second. Chris opened. He evoed into Ukomon, and then hard played something to give Dan 3. Dan evoed into Ukomon, and then played double Digimon Emperor after saying his hand was bad, and just locked Chris out of his raising area for like the entirety of the game.
Brother, I can't do nothing now.
It's over.
Yeah.
He did say, he's like, my hand got progressively better after that. I'm like, brother, I couldn't play.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You open double Emperor to an Ukomon and raising, like the game's over.
It's over.
But anyways, I won 2-0 versus Magna Armor. I rushed him down, just depleted his security. Round 3, I played against Perpetual Dramon, and I was like, what? So he comboed into an Imperial both games and swung over my Magna X with it. After
luckily you had testing against Ben with that as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
And you've also played the deck.
Yeah, but I Armor Purge my Magna, but also the Rapid X's that I added basically just doo-doo on that matchup, because the promo Shadramon plays stuff suspended. So if I just stuck a Rapid X both games, and his promo Shadramon just doesn't do anything from that point. Like, he can't combo with that. And also, he had 2 Kenan Davises set up with a TIE memory setter. And I was like, cool, play Pillowmon, your turn. And he was like,
Have you considered not playing the game anymore because I have a level 3?
Yeah, so I won that 2-0. Relatively easy. And then round 4 played against worst deck in format, Mirage, Galgamon, or whatever it's called. Unfortunately, I low rolled both games and
talked all that schmack, and his loss
it's
was
still not
what?
It's still not S tier. Yeah, I finished better than he did.
Where did he finish?
Yeah, he did not finish with as good a record as I did. Just saying.
Okay.
He still beat you.
Anyway, yeah, I low rolled both games, and I wouldn't necessarily call what he did a high roll, but he definitely like had pretty optimal hands and searches. But it also just took me a little too long to get going on both games. And so he won 2-0. So I took my first L round 4. Round 5 played against Leviamon. And I was like, interesting. I would not have expected to see a Leviamon deck.
That far in, too.
Yeah. Thankfully, it's purple. And purple sucks versus Magnavax.
Yeah, what are you going to do to him?
Yeah, literally nothing. Literally nothing.
Levia target Magna X twice.
Cool.
He's dead now, right?
No.
He's dead now, right?
He deleted one of my tamers a couple times with Levia X. Or actually, I think just once, game 1, he deleted a tamer with Levia X.
One of your 8 DKs?
Yeah, I was like... Yeah.
Homelander be like...
You got me. I won that match 2-0. That was really easy. Then I played against Magna Vaccine, so a mirror match, round 6. He was playing. He went first. He won the die roll. Went first.
What do you mean won the die roll?
I would always prefer to go second playing Magna Vaccine.
Oh, okay.
It gets you that much closer to Patamon and stuff, and like your combo pieces.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I high rolled him so unbelievably hard, and he also low rolled. Like game 1, he opened. He evoed into Kudamon and then played TK, added top card, and then tucked a starter deck rapid at bottom, set me to 2. I hatched, evoed into Pata, and then I think I played memory setting TK, saw that I had a target for Pata. I was like, dope. Your turn. He promotes Kudamon, emissaries into starter deck rapid, blah, blah, blah. Swing security.
Oh, people are brave, man. They just blind emissary, man.
He put it in there with the TK. It wasn't me.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
He swung, triggered its effect, so it's 11k effective, checks a Magna X, armor purges, then evos into a rapid, starter deck rapid to give me 3 memory for my setter. I promote my Pata, evo into the gold Digimon that I knew was in there. Minus 2k on his rapid, and then I think I actually had enough memory, if I'm not mistaken, to awakening into Magna. I swung into his security first, unsuspended, then swung over his rapid. He armor purged. And he armor purged and left it on the field, and I was like, it's minus 2k from the gold Digimon, so he's dead now. And then it was over from there. He never did anything meaningful the rest of that game. Then game 2, he literally never saw a rookie. I opened Patamon, TK again.
Oh no!
Awakening into a Magna. So the Magna Vaccine mirror, it normally will get really close to turns unless you're both very familiar with your decks and like know like exactly what lines of play to take.
This is how we need to do it.
Yeah, I 2-0'd him in 15 minutes. It was like one of my quickest matches of the day.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I even apologized to him after game 2 because I was like, "This is just." I just drew way better. Like there was nothing he could have done.
God, when you hit the bro
you
with
take
the
those.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Take those.
Yeah, we absolutely take those.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, sorry, but not sorry. So I won that 2-0. And then round 7, I played against 7 Grey Demon Lords, which based on my testing versus Ben, that is basically a free matchup, except for the 1 out of 100 times you low roll twice out of 3 games. And...
Or you throw by not putting another blocker out.
Yeah, or you just accidentally throw by doing something stupid. But basically, it's borderline free, based on my experience playing versus Ben. I won that 2-0 very easily. That was over pretty quick. You stick a Magna X, you poke them for a couple turns, and they're dead. Round 8. Round 8, I played against Anubismon. He was playing some Levi stuff in there, but it was Anubismon. Like, he was trying to get to Anubis and do the Anubis-Merva combo.
As quickly as possible.
Yes. Game 1, he did it to me, like, on his, like, 3rd or 4th turn.
No.
No. And he, like, Anubis into a Death X.
Oh, my God. Okay.
And then the next turn, Anubis into Merva and just killed me. I never got a Magna X on the field. I had a Rapid X on the field when he Anubis Death X'd. So he
you guys remember when EX5 first came out?
Yeah, dude. Anubis is stupid. So he won game 1, and then games 2 and 3, I established a Magna X and repeatedly choked him to 1. Game over. Jover. There's nothing you can really do about that. So I won that match 2-1. And then I was talking to Ben in between rounds. We were all talking in between rounds up until Brandon and Chris dropped. So it was just me and Ben talking in between rounds. And I was talking to Ben and I was like, dude, I just want to play against something free so like I can just cruise to an X1
Like,
record.
autopilot.
I was like, just let me just play against another 7th grade Demon Lords. Just please, just let me just get matched up against somebody like that, or just I'll just accept any purple deck. Just something that's like basically free that I just don't really have to do a whole lot, and I just do my stuff and I just win. So round 9 starts, and my opponent
answered.
Yeah, my prayer was answered. My opponent, so he had 5 Tama, which I was like, dang, I don't know what that is. Like, I'm not really like, it could be Nume. But he had Beelzemon Tama sleeves. Like, he had the starter deck Beelzemon sleeves on his Tama. So I was like, this guy's clearly a purple player.
Yep.
Something purple is happening.
Yeah, something purple is good for me because I basically just have a plus matchup in everything purple. He goes first. Hatches. Actually, I won the die roll. I'm sorry. I hatch Evo and then play TK to give him 4 memory. He hatches. His first hatch is Drazel, and he absorbs a Gates. It is 7th grade Demon Lords playing the Drazel as the 5th Tama. Which Ben has only tested that version, like playing the Drazel, like 1 match, and he hated it.
What's the difference?
I personally don't like it, but basically if you hatch the Drazel first, you basically just become a Mega Zoo deck because your stuff doesn't die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and Sean were talking about it before the pod. I guess the whole concept is, if you do hatch the Drazel first, is you're literally just playing to your Demon Lords out for free, and they're not.
Why
dying.
even risk it? Well, because can you even? You can't hatch again, can
your Drazel absorbs your gates. Your Drazel keeps absorbing your gates.
Okay, it just absorbs all of them as the game goes on.
Yeah.
It does the same thing that Gates does. It would also absorb a Royal Knights, but you don't have any Royal Knights in the deck.
Right. Okay.
So your Demon Lords just get to stay there.
Yeah, they're not dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
but don't you want them to die?
Yes, if you have a Gates, but if you don't, then them sticking is good for you because it forces your opponent to deal with them.
But then if your opponent tries to deal with them, I mean, you don't get to tuck them.
You don't, but your opponent's being forced to deal with a Mega every turn that you're playing like basically free.
Yeah.
Okay.
With very good on plays.
Yeah.
Like, I get it now, but at the same time, I don't.
Yeah, the issue is like when it's not your first hatch, it slows your deck down because you don't get the reduction from Drazel,
right?
Yeah.
And you're missing the three cost reduction from your Gates inheritable for like an entire turn. It just, I don't know. It feels,
you better open up a Lucemon.
Yeah, it feels kind of bad to me. And having watched Ben, like I play tested versus Ben, and he was playing it. He literally tested it 1 match, and it looked awful, and he said it felt awful, and he cut it immediately.
That is like the one time I could legitimately see, without like trolling, Ultimate Chaos Mode being, like, Ultimate Chaos Mode actually being super viable.
Yeah, you could actually play it in that version. So
Yeah,
anyways, thankfully, I added Rapid X to my deck, so I had really easy ways to out his Demon Lords, because I was also playing 4 BT8 Rapidmons in this version. So I'd promote my Pata, suspend his stuff, Evo into Rapid X, and kill everything, swing over whatever. And I basically just outed his board like almost every turn. And he would out my Rapid X with like a Beelzemon, like de-evo it and then swing over it. But then I would just promote something else. And I eventually whittled him down and then stuck a Magna X and just killed him after a couple of turns. Game 2, he did not hatch Drazel. It was a second hatch, and it was just a normal standard game, and I won pretty easily. I just stuck a Magna X and just killed him over the course of a few turns. So prayers answered. I got basically a freebie matchup. Game 1 was a little weird because I've never played against a first hatch Drazel, but thankfully the Rapid X has helped immensely. Yeah. So I ended up going 8-1 and officially came in 5th place. So I do get an Omnimon as well as a Nats invite. So that's pretty dope.
Let's go.
Let's go.
What about, did you figure out what place Ben got?
Ben got 55th.
Okay, so he at least got top 64.
Yeah, he went X2-2 playing 7th grade Demon Lords.
Do you know what the prizing is, like, already?
Yeah. It's an extra event pack 6 for coming 128, another one for top 64, and then top 32 gets
Said it was Event Pack 8?
Event Pack 6.
6, sorry.
6. Hold on, I still have it pulled up actually.
I'm looking at it right now.
Top 32 gets the regional finalist card set Wave 2 as well as 5 Digi-Egg sleeves. Top 16 gets a Nats invite. Top 8 gets another 2024 regional finalist card set Wave 2 set, and then also serialized Omnimon, which I'm excited about. Those things are worth dollar bills. Yeah.
Man, is it just me or does this event pack kind of suck?
It is not just you, dude. Event Pack 6 blows.
What's in it?
It's the Belphimon Sleep Mode, and then like the second best card in it is nothing because there is no second best card.
Is it only 9 cards? Because wasn't Event Pack 5 like 10 or 15 cards, something like that?
They used to be 18.
Okay, so I'm going to read it out for you, Chris, because they're bad. Pangemon.
Who?
Canon Weissmon.
Oh, I know who Pangemon is. Okay. Okay, Canon Weiss.
It's the RB1 as well. So, Plesiomon from EX3. Lalamon. Omecamon is probably the best one if you ask me.
Oh, there's the Imperial Dramon.
Belfay.
It's
Rise
not.
X.
It's not a good one. It's one you wouldn't
It's
play.
not a good one.
It's BT12.
Oh.
Yeah, it's BT12 Imperial.
Is that Rise Greymon?
Yes, it's another
Rise
Rise Greymon event pack card. Yes.
Omecamon's my favorite. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, you want one? I have like
Okay.
3 of them.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, he's only 350.
Sean, don't you want those Dark Nightmons though for your Lord Nightmon deck?
Ah, you're back. No, I think he'd want the regular alt arts. These things look like booty.
Mm.
Anyways, I'm really excited to get my Omnimon. super stoked about getting the Omni.
All right. So what? Comic questions?
Yes.
I wonder what deck ended up getting first.
Imperial, it looks like.
No, for real?
Looks like they said in the chat Imperial got first place and Tyrant got second, I believe.
What? That's wild.
Weird regional.
I'd like to see that Tyrant list.
I was incorrect. That Dark Nightmon does not have an alt art yet, so.
Boom.
I guess for you people out there, the event pack will be your best rarity. You know, for future Sean. You know, he's got to make that deck blinged out, right?
I'm not listening to you. Yeah, first Imperial, second Tyrant.
Wow, that's crazy. And then the rest of them were Nume, with the exception of you?
I don't know. I don't know what anybody else in the top 8 got.
What does Tyrant do to you? They just make you redirect into the Tyrant and hope he's big enough?
I think they just kind of lose because I just stack DP on their Tyrant and then it unsuspends and dies at the beginning of their turn.
Don't let the comments hear that.
I mean, I've literally played against the deck. Like, it doesn't seem like a good matchup for Tyrant.
The comments will have your head for daring to say that Tyrant can't do anything to a Magna. We'll have at least one person explaining to us on how, in a very particular circumstance, it actually works.
Yeah, I mean, it's a decent deck. I think it just struggles into fast decks, and I think Magnamon has a plus matchup into it. Magna Vaccine specifically. I don't know about Armor. Comment questions. Liam McCown 8369. Comment question for Sean with the upcoming red memory boost. Am I looking at the? Oh, hold on. Sorry, I would get to that one. Impact Entertainment responded to a comment as the comment question, so it was harder to find. Comment question. Sorry, Sean, for the wrestling question last week that tuned you out. LOL. I just wanted to say I agree with everything Brandon and Chris said last week about AEW, except the CM Punk stuff, but I do feel the same way. I just think he was only a problem because he and Cody Rhodes wanted wrestling a certain way, and Tony Khan and the Bucks had their own mindset for the brand. Question is, what wrestling podcast do you guys listen to, if any? My go-to are Jim Cornette's, Conan's, Bully Ray radio show, and started watching Undertaker's recently. Bonus question, Sean, why did you stop watching and that you're missing out on some good storyline segments?
For me, it's just Wrestle Talk. I think they're pretty unbiased, and I do like some of the personalities. But otherwise, I usually don't like listening to like social media stuff like that. I've talked about it. I don't have Twitter. I don't listen to stuff like that because 9 times out of 10 it does skew very negative, and I just like to like what I like, and I will have my fair share of criticisms. But God, dude, are we gonna talk about Hangman? That's cinema right there. If AEW, man, when Hangman is on the TV, it's so good.
Anyways, I don't listen to wrestling podcasts. The closest thing I guess you could call one is Pat McAfee, I guess.
Hey, that man got
I wouldn't really consider that a wrestling.
He's
That's
like a
just
sports. I mean, yeah, it's just a sports thing. But like, if you
they work storylines off of it, like the Adam Cole.
Yeah.
he does
really
like
good.
wrestling references, but like they mostly talk about NFL more than.
well,
anything
he's an
else.
announcer. He's a commentator. Yeah, he's a commentator on Raw
Yeah.
for WWE. So,
Okay.
and I mean, like Brand said, they run storylines through his show. Sometimes
He
it
got
is.
kidnapped
No,
like 2
I-
weeks ago.
I understand
No.
that, but most of the time he's talking about NFL football.
That didn't actually happen, Brand. He didn't get kidnapped. They had that family emergency.
I know, but like, wasn't that part of like the implication? That they
No,
got
no.
him?
The
No,
implication.
they said it on the
got him?
show that he just had a family emergency.
I really
Anyways,
liked him, too. We used to share.
No.
something.
I don't agree with you. CM Punk is a stooge and a sellout, and he needs to get off Drew McIntyre's big old sword. Okay,
Yeah,
I just watched.
Pause.
I just sped watched Money in the Bank, and he cost Drew McIntyre the title again. And not only that, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins can never challenge Damian Priest while he's world champion again.
Okay, well,
So-
he's losing it to Gunther anyway. Who cares?
Damian needs to get, or CM Punk needs to get off Drew McIntyre's big old sword. Okay,
Yeah, you guys can keep him.
that's all I'll say. And Sean, go ahead.
I'll keep MJF all day.
Oh, I like that you apologized for doing that and then asked another wrestling question that I also don't want to hear their responses to.
Hey, keep them coming.
The reason why I stopped watching, and I don't know how to say this without it sounding
You can't watch it on 2x speed.
like a jab, because I don't mean it like one, but I grew up. But I don't mean
Okay,
that in a
fair
bad
enough.
way, but I just like
it's fair. It is pretty much soap opera.
yeah, I just naturally lost interest in it.
The best way I've seen wrestling described is it's like redneck anime.
Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
I
You're
enjoyed-
watching grown adults fighting in their undies with some storylines going on over a belt.
Yeah, like I enjoyed playing the games when I was younger and stuff, but like I never really cared about the storylines. I was just like, these guys look cool. And then once
I just really like my favorites to win. That's it. I'm just like, I just want my favorites to win.
yeah, I just
That's
couldn't
it.
like
I'm very simple.
once you understand that everything is fake, it just doesn't
Yeah.
it's hard to appreciate it, I guess.
That's the thing, like that you have to change the mindset to no longer looking at it as a competition. You need to go into it like you're watching a movie, if that makes sense. Like you understand the things
Like I
happening
said,
in
a
the movie.
soap opera.
Yeah, you understand the things happening on the TV are not like real, quote unquote. You're watching it for the entertainment, the athleticism, the storyline
but
going in.
it's not entertaining to me most of the time.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
It's like WWE just went on this huge, like 2-year-long story arc with this guy named Roman Reigns. I don't know if you know who he is.
I've heard of him.
Okay, well, he was like the most hated good guy since John Cena. Like, because John Cena in WWE during his prime was hated. Like, everybody like hated
You're
him.
torturing me right now, Brandon.
Yeah. sorry.
Anyways, no,
I
don't
do
go on
not
this.
care.
Don't go on this.
Long story that
I mean,
like, finally
I mean this in the
culminated.
nicest way as possible. I don't
right.
care.
It was
Nice.
just like
Next.
a really good storyline. We'll go with that.
I agree. Bring Roman Reigns back. We need him. Save us from Solo.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sean.
Anyways, Liam McCown 8369 question comment for Sean: with the upcoming Red Black memory boost, surely Bandai will unlimit Greymon X and print modern Greymon support worth playing, right? I'm not coping? Question mark.
Why are you only asking Sean this when we're both Agumon fans, huh?
Yeah, I think some people forget that you're also an Agumon fan.
When
Stan
was the last time
Agumon.
you played an Agumon deck, Chris, huh?
Literally last week, I played Shine Greymon.
But
They got first.
that is really cool, and actually, it
That's
didn't even
market.
occur to me that you could play that memory boost with the new Greymon support, since everything's red and black, or red or black, I should say, because they just stopped doing 2-color cards for some reason.
Glad we're not getting that card till like December.
I mean, yeah, but like we don't have any Greymon support on the horizon either. So I mean, unless they unlimit Greymon X, there's nothing to really hope for.
Can we just talk about it real quick? Like, why is Greymon X and like Gabu X still on?
Why is Jet limited?
Yeah, Jet,
Like, why is
Gray
Jet
X, and Gabu X, I think, can come off the list.
Yeah, like I mean, to be fair,
Why?
I've
Why
heard
is
that
HPD? Why is HPD still at 1?
It should be at 0.
Bring it
I
back to
agree.
4.
It should be at 0. Yes,
4.
100% agree.
I have
100%
heard
agree.
that the yellow-blue hybrid list going around is actually doing very good, and I wonder if people would be too afraid to let them have 4 Jet.
No,
'Cause,
it's
I
too
mean-
far gone.
Yeah, but with like the new stuff, it could. I don't know, but I can see people making an argument that it'd be, oh, it's too much.
Either
You know what I
way,
mean?
Gray X should go back to 4.
Yeah. Especially since he can only Evo on top of
We got stuff. We literally got stuff right now. Promote. Digivolve into Gold Veedramon.
or negative
Awakening. Magna.
Yeah, I can promote and go into a Magna X from a rookie for, if I don't have any other setup, 2 memory.
2 memory.
Yes.
Yep. It's crazy. Like I was talking to I think the Lugamon player during the regional after we were done, and we were talking about like the ban list and how we think Greymon X needs to come out. So it's not just us. Other people are saying Gray X needs to be off that list. Why is he still on that
Yeah,
list?
Greymon Tribal still wouldn't be that good.
Yeah. What's it doing? It's taking a tier 2-ish deck and putting it up to maybe tier 1?
Maybe. I'm not even sure
Maybe.
if it does that.
Yeah. All you're doing is speeding up a deck that innately is already slow enough at this point to where that extra speed it's getting is not competing with that Magna X.
Yeah, it doesn't have any tribal aces that are any good.
Yeah.
When is the next ban list?
Bro,
We don't have
let's get a-
we don't have scheduled ban list.
I
we've
know.
been
We need
speculating
one.
We
like,
need just
people
an
in the
unlimited
community-
list.
Yeah, people are in this community are just like, it's coming soon, right? Like they're itching.
It's people that played Yu-Gi-Oh that are used to a ban list like
Yeah.
2 times a year.
I don't
Yeah,
even.
no, I mean-
I'm not even saying they need to hit a bunch of stuff. I'm just saying like we should get a bunch of stuff that come off.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what I was saying.
I
like an
think,
unlimited list.
I think anything that needs to quote unquote be hit is like the usual offenders. Because of course Numa is still dominating ish. It's just highly represented, as Sean will tell you. But like you hit Nume X, and like the power level of the deck does go down pretty drastically. So
Like you could hit.
I don't even think Magna needs to get hit. I think Awakening should get hit.
Awakening makes the
I
most
think
sense. 'cause then you're
Emissary
forcing them-
should go to 0.
Yeah, but you don't play Emissary, so it doesn't
Yeah,
hurt you.
exactly.
That's the only reason you have that opinion.
It's so good
if you
though,
hit the
dude. It's like
Awakening-
HPD.
If you
I
hit
think
the
Awakening
you're
would
forcing
get
them to
hit
go to level
before. Yeah, Awakening would get hit before Magna.
Go to sleep.
Because that's the problem with the deck is you're going from a 4 to a 6 for 3 memory.
Yeah, it's
with
like
no drawbacks.
It's like playing a level 5, dude. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, my Magna Vaccine has immunity from every single card.
I
How
Yep,
did you get
that's
there?
that's exactly how I
I-
say it, Brandon. That's a great
I
impression.
level skipped.
That's 100% how I say it.
I don't think they could. I don't think they foresaw when they printed Awakening.
Obviously,
They
not.
weren't
They printed that like
Yeah,
2 years
yeah.
before
We have
Magna
been
X.
through
Yeah.
this. They printed Garu X. They don't proofread their stuff.
No.
They printed Anubismon. They don't proofread their stuff.
I mean, those are just straight up mistakes, though.
yeah.
Like, at least Awakening got printed like 2 years before like the second Magna X got printed.
They also printed Leviamon and then have had to
Changed the rules
revise
on it.
his effect. Yeah,
Well,
like
the entire issue with that, apparently, the reason why they ruled it the way they did originally was because there was an infinite ping pong loop
with the Numa cards.
Which I feel like they should have done what they ended up doing in the first place, which is make it to where you can't do something infinite times if it's causing a loop. You have to be forced to stop it.
You have to like verbally state how many times you're going to do it.
Yeah, but if it's even accomplishing anything, which it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it was literally just a stall tactic.
Yeah. What were we saying? Oh yeah, ban Emissary. Card's way too broken, dude. Yellow Vaccine so good. Ban Emissary will definitely hurt that deck a lot.
You know what? Add him on to 1.
You shut your dirty mouth.
Awakening to 1.
You shut your dirty mouth.
Pat him on to 1, Awakening to 1.
Yeah, Emissary sucks. Emissary sucks. Don't play it. I don't like that card.
Patamon doesn't need to be touched. Patamon's fine.
Yeah, Patamon's fine, dude. I honestly don't think there's any issues with the vaccine deck.
As
I think
being devil's advocate, I think the reason people want Patamon to be hit is because you are evoing to a 4 cost or sometimes 3 cost.
You have to
level 4.
You have to set it up though.
Okay, cool. You play how many level 4s in that deck?
I only play 10.
Anyway, so you're evoing into that card from your second hand, which you sometimes have information on.
Yeah.
For negative or for +1 memory.
I think that's the problem people have. Setup though.
Yeah, your setup is evo in the raising area and then promote it.
Your setup is ensuring there's a level 4 in there.
How many times have you looked at your security before promoting a Patty Man?
Almost every time, dude. I don't raw dog Patamon.
Sean don't raw dog that loaf of bread.
I don't believe you.
Unless I'm forced to, I never raw dog Pata.
All right, next comment question.
Yeah, Emissary should go to 0, dude. Cards.
Awakening is the only one that should get hit.
Numa X Awakening.
D Lacey 1895. Good luck at regionals, boys. Thank you. Chris and Brandon needed a little more.
I did.
2 questions, I guess. Why do you have 2 intros? Never understood that. So the reason for that is I do the intro, but Brandon is doing the recap to let you know what we discussed at the beginning. And he also says hello at the beginning of that.
Hello.
Can I just not say hello anymore?
You don't. It's up to you, man. Apparently, it's confusing.
Well, I don't know.
And then he says, real question. Red sucks, let's face it. Red Hybrid barely counts. Don't bring it up. Red needs a new unique keyword or mechanic. Something where if you don't delete a Digimon by battle, it just gets deleted or removed. Or something like if the Digimon you target doesn't die by the effect, the 2 digits you battle without suspending, so that it's relevant. What would be a way you would fix Red?
So I think currently in this format, Red is running into the same problem Black was having. There's no punish for your opponent not playing into what you want them to do. Like, Red's big gimmick is get big, lots of checks, right?
Is it though? Is it though?
I mean, it was supposed to be.
What Red deck is doing that, Brain? You're talking about a mechanic from like 4 years ago.
I mean, that's Red Hybrid.
That's literally Red Hybrid, yeah. Big dude.
I mean,
the best Red deck right now, which isn't even, I wouldn't even call it meta, is Red Hybrid, and that's what they do.
Yeah, it's like they don't have. It doesn't have an identity. It doesn't have an identity. I agree with him. It needs like, it needs like a new keyword or something. New, It needs something new. I don't know what I would do to give it.
Raid wasn't enough.
Not when they printed Aces shortly after.
Yep.
2 sets later, they were like, "Here's Aces, nice Raid."
The red Ace cards just aren't very good outside of like Valkyremon, but that gets played in more.
Yeah, it's more of a yellow card.
It's more of a yellow card.
Yeah,
its best effect. Yeah, its best effect is the -5k, and guess what? Even if that security check goes through after you've aced them and their Digimon lives, if they check a security, you blow up their Digimon.
Yep.
Like, you play the Valkyremon for that, not for the extra security check. It's more of a yellow card than it is a red card.
Yeah, also Afani is basically the same kind of thing that Valk is. It's more yellow than red.
And Ofani's not really going to see play outside of the 3 Gray Angels, right? I think it's too specific.
I think it depends. I don't think Magnemon X is popular enough Tuerofani needs to see play because Valk is so much better in that slot.
I think red just needs more interaction because that's what we're seeing better decks doing nowadays. It's just more interactive gameplay.
Yeah.
You know, with stuff like the aces, with like a lot of removal going around, and either they need to just straight be able to ignore everything and power through. Like if we got a red card that was similar to what a Magna X does and can just sit on the board and ignore stuff with like maybe an extra check or something like that, I think that would be a step in the right direction. But as is right now, they're just like, their aggression isn't good enough anymore because there's so many innate counters, there's so many interactions during your opponent's turn now that sometimes you're just going to get hard punished for even turning your card sideways.
Yeah, I think red as a color needs to do what all of the other decks or all of the other colors are doing, which is you have removal built into your deck while you are advancing your game state. You are also removing your opponent's stuff if it's there.
I think red also needs something in maybe as a keyword or just like an effect like Brandon said where it just says like once you swing, this attack cannot be interrupted.
That would be cool if they gave it. Would make sense to give it to red where it's a keyword that keeps your opponent from having an ace window. That would be wild, but it would make sense for red to have it.
Like, imagine if they printed a new Greymon who had raid, but also
that's what I was thinking.
Also had like, oh, during your turn, if you have a Tai Kamiya on the board, your opponent cannot use counter timing, something like that.
Or your opponent can't evo by effects or whatever.
Yeah, or like this Digimon's attack cannot be interrupted.
Your opponent cannot Digivolve during your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That would be pretty good. Sean would be happy with that, right?
It would be good. It would actually make red to where like, oh, I could see myself playing this, but
I can actually clear a board now.
But right now, red's just like, I guess I'm gonna play into your ace. Hope you don't have one. Yeah, I guess I'll die.
Yeah, that's what they need. Like it was the same problem we were having with black a while ago. It's just like there's no innate play that you can go for that is gonna punish your opponent. Because like black back in the day, of course, you just set up a big blocker and hoped your opponent couldn't deal with it. But there was no punish for them not dealing with it or dealing with it, if that made sense.
Yeah.
And then for the people who be like, but guys, all you have to do is like play Raid War Greymon into Magna X, right? That's like a good matchup. This is how that matchup goes. First, you have to draw your hand. Hopefully, you drew an Agumon. You have to then hatch your 1k Koromon, because again, you're going to need as much DP as you can possibly get.
Yep.
You're going to Digivolve. Hopefully you still have a level 4, Digivolve. Okay, say that past turn. Your opponent's going to hatch Patamon. TK, check their security. Oh, there's a level 4 in there. Set that back down. Your turn. You're going to have to then again Digivolve in your raising area. And again, we have to stack our... Again, we have to wait for our opponent to go into Magna X, then we can promote our Digimon to Digivolve into our level 5s, which were some of the main DP givers. I mean, of course, you have like some of the level 4 Greymons or like the Agumon that give 2,000, but most of the time we're not playing those because, again, red's not a very consistent deck, so we have to play consistency cards like the Searchers.
Yep.
So then your opponent's going to promote, Digivolve into that level 4 they knew it was in there. They're going to Awakening, right? And again, so now their Magna's live. And now you have to... promote,
you're on
hopefully.
A clock now too, because that Magna's probably swinging at you that turn,
right?
Because they're keeping turn with that TK.
Yeah, so they're attacking and they're doing damage to you, and now you have to hopefully promote
red. If they know you're playing red, they're gonna leave it suspended.
Here's one memory. What do you do? You're on a clock. You're on a timer. You're never gonna have enough memory or time to get your War Greymon built up fast enough to compete against the Magna.
You might have to burn a turn just to hard play like memory setting tie that gives you extra DP when attack target is changed.
You don't even play that anymore.
Yeah, you can't. But I'm saying that gives you an extra DP and also it can stop you from being choked. But that's also just slowing down your game state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not good either way.
Correct.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you meant the 4-cost BT1 tie.
Oh, the extra check? No. I was talking about, is it starter deck?
The 3-cost?
It's starter deck.
Oh, starter deck one? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, it just pops into my mind randomly. I'm like, oh yeah, that card exists.
It's probably your best
That
memory
is infinitely
setter right now in the current meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, just like it, Red just needs that new gimmick, and I don't think they've found that new gimmick.
I think that new gimmick would be keeping your opponent from acing you. However they want to design that, I think that would make the most sense to give it to Red.
Red has always been the color that's very good at just ignoring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have Aldemon, you have a Delicate Plan. Your whole idea is you're ignoring the option stuff.
Yep. BT1
Even
or
Perperial. Yeah, Perperial's half red, and he ignores everything in security. Like,
yep, and that's his red side for sure doing that.
Ragna is it? I think maybe it's his black side. Is like ignoring stuff.
Yeah, Ragna's black side is the one that ignores stuff.
Okay.
We just need a really good red line that's very good at ignoring what the current meta is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need that. Maybe the next Greymon will be good.
Yeah, I think that's how you would do it.
Yeah. All right. Benjamin Wiseman, 6567. What non-archetype jank decks have people been making with BT16 cards?
Wait, wasn't there a second question in that one?
The other question was, why do we have 2 intros?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Brother, I don't know. I don't know what jank decks are getting made out of BT16.
I think this was a response to us saying something.
I think this is... but they didn't timestamp it, so I'm not sure what we said. I think we were talking about you can't... Like, their archetype locks, like, you can't build stuff with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we might need some clarification.
Yeah, we might need some clarification on that one. I'm kind of unsure of how to answer that. The answer is you can't.
It was a week ago, so
there's no non-archetype decks you can really build with BT16 because they were designed that way, unfortunately.
Remember, we had that huge conversation about archetype specific sets.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, there's not really much you can do.
That's the thing, Cap. We're always archetypes.
I mean, this person has a question mark on it, but. Chemical Chocobo. So y'all just did a Shawshank to cover up what happened? LOL.
He's talking about when I got tackled through the wall.
Yeah, when you put Brandon's butt through the wall.
Yeah.
David Williford 3079. What are the decks to play right now? No time wasters. Just a smart, safe deck to play in BT16 meta. Well, gentlemen, what'd you guys play in the regional?
So 2 decks. You either blow your load and play Magnavax. Good luck getting all 4 Magnas. They're expensive.
I mean,
or Numa.
They've gone down.
I think you could play. I think you could genuinely build Imperial Jamon for super cheap.
Besides the new Pyojamons, which I think are $20 a piece, yeah, the rest of the deck's pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, how much?
He's been like $20 since that set came out.
He was very hard to. Yeah, he was very hard to pull.
Well, it's not even just that; it's the fact that there's also a shortage of BT16.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think you could. Yeah, that you could definitely build that for super cheap. I would say Tyrant, but honestly, I don't think without the promo Quagamons it's just not gonna be as good. I know most lists only play like 2, but like still an important card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's an expensive card.
Yeah, unfortunately Numa is the most represented, and there's a reason for it. It's an easier deck to pilot. Its high roll potential is very high, and its low roll potential is lower because you have a lot of consistency fixing cards like your Ukomons.
I don't know how cheap it is though.
Relatively, the
even the
cheap.
Ukos,
the promo,
even the
right.
The promo Ecos are cheap. The rare Ukos are like 5-ish, maybe. I think they're like 3 or 4.
Yeah. And the aces are all pretty cheap.
The Cherubi ace is kind of expensive. The Valk ace is like 15-ish, I think, 10 to 15.
Okay.
Cherubi's like 10.
It's still not bad. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty inexpensive. The most expensive card in the deck is the RB1 Monze, which is like 15 to 20.
And you don't even have to play Death X. You can cut that, and the Ruin mode.
Yeah, you don't have to play level 7s in the deck.
Speaking of which, Ultimate Chaos mode is a bad card, or Chaos Mon. I don't know why.
Ultimate Chaos Mon.
Ultimate Chaos Mon is a bad card. Don't buy it, guys.
Yeah, don't purchase it.
I'm definitely not pulling it up right now just to buy an alt art because I kind of like the way it looks.
I may or may not have purchased a couple playsets.
Jesus.
Like, I obviously just went X1 in a 9-round event playing Magna Vaccine. I would recommend it. It's free AF into 7 Great Demon Lords. And that seems to be a popular deck. So funny enough, I forgot to mention this when we were talking about regionals. Between you guys and Ben, you guys played like almost 10 Numemons. I played 0 all day through 9 rounds going X1.
Yeah, you dog.
Yeah, we take those though. We take those.
So Ultra next regional.
Yeah, I'm gonna be memeing because I have my invite, so like, who cares? Clayman X99. I have 2 questions. What is everyone's favorite alt art from EX6? And I'll let you guys answer this before we do the second question.
Ultimate Chaos Mon. I love the way he looks. It's either him or Lucemon. Lucemon is Chaos Mode. Let me say that.
I assume that's what you mean.
Beautiful. I love that.
There are some really good ones. It's really hard not to pick one of the 7 Great Demon Lords, so I'll stray away from that. And I'm gonna go with... I'll go with Cherubi Ace.
I thought you were
love that.
Dia.
Dia, oh, you're right. It's because I don't have one, so I don't think about it. Yeah, Dia for sure. That card art is sick.
So beautiful.
Yep, I agree. Yeah, Dia.
Unfortunately,
I think the Dia gets immediately replaced from the next set. So
I don't know. Maybe.
You don't think that one does?
That Dia seems pretty good. It gives you a win condition.
You like that one over the Dia Ace? Because the next one's really good too.
Yeah, I mean, jamming blocker just generically on your entire board, super good when you're trying to clock at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
He's $30 right now. No. Okay.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Sean.
The whole set.
My favorite. I'm just double checking to make sure I'm not. Mine is between Ultimate Chaosmon. I also think he looks sick AF, or Alt Art Seraphi. I think Alt Art Seraphi also looks really cool.
Seraphi's also. Yeah, Seraphi's also up there for me.
Yeah.
I was very happy to get that. I got my wife both a Seraphimon alt art and an Ophani alt art, and I gave them both to her. She was very happy.
This was a very good set for alt arts. They were all of them very cool, because with the 7 Great Demon Lords, they kind of went back to that
Royal Knights
style where they did the Royal Knights. They're all in theme.
Yeah. So those are all really cool, and I like when they do things like that. And I will say I do like sets like the EX set like that, where you can get like multiple alt arts and still a secret rare.
Yeah, 3 alts
that's always
and a
pretty
potential
cool.
secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
How does everyone like their steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Okay.
No, not even medium rare. Rare. I want my cow to be mooing. I want to still hear it mooing when I cut into it.
Two things. If you're going to like a generic restaurant that's not known for their steaks, medium rare. I can't trust them to cook a good rare steak. But if you're going to a steakhouse, a place that knows steak, and like their cooks are like trained to just cook steaks, rare. A good rare steak is so hard to beat. So good.
I would agree with what Brandon just said.
Yep.
Yeah. Like if you're at Golden Corral, ask for medium rare because you don't want whatever he's cooking.
You go rare, and he picks up the steak. sets it. Yeah, sets it on the grill, flips it, and then hands it to you, and you're like, brother.
Yeah, but no, if you're going to like an Outback or like something like that, someplace
Texas
that is
Roadhouse.
steak, yeah, no.
Texas Roadhouse is known for their steaks. What do you mean? It's literally Texas
I think
Roadhouse.
they're known for their rolls with the cinnamon butter more than their steaks.
Yeah, you're right. Those cinnamon roll buns are pretty nice. But no, I would say Texas Roadhouse knows how to cook steaks.
Why am I blanking on like the best steak place?
Outback. No,
not Outback.
The one over there by Red Longhorn. Yes, Longhorn.
Yeah, Longhorn. Oh, dude, get a rare from them.
I don't think I've ever eaten
Parmesan
there.
crusted.
Really? It's really good, Sean. It's expensive, but it's really good.
Dude, I went to Petrella's against my will. I wasn't excited about it. This was like a year ago at this point. I'm not a huge fan of Italian food. We've discussed this.
Yeah.
And I ordered a filet mignon, and it was like a $40 steak. It was one of the worst steaks I've ever eaten. I was so mad. Dude, major buyer's remorse. It was disgusting. It was like super fatty and chewy.
Was it like a?
It was a fillet.
Was it like a Gordon Ramsay filet mignon, or was it just like a steak?
It was a filet mignon. I don't know what that means. It was a filet mignon.
Basically, it's like a pastry wrapped like piece of steak with like a I don't know what to call it, almost like a puree mix. Ringing any bells?
It was a regular filet mignon. Whatever. If you order a filet mignon and they bring it out, that's what they brought out. Except for it sucked.
Okay. That feels bad.
Yeah, it's awful. Don't ever try to get a steak from there. They suck.
I think the Ramsay dish is called a beef Wellington, so yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a beef Wellington. You weren't even close.
Well, you use filet mignon as the steak.
It's a whole different thing though. It's a different dish.
Right. Yep. So
that was at the end.
That was the last one.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
simple.
It's bed by time now, guys.
Oh, dude, I got work in the morning too.
I'm gonna eat some din din, and I'm gonna go look at the serialized Omnis.
Have you did you do your deck profile? Or are you gonna do that tomorrow?
I'm gonna record it tomorrow, dude. I'm starting to crash. I just want to eat and lay down.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go to bed.
When Brandon was talking about wrestling, dude, I wanted to just turn my computer
You were
off.
just sitting there, just.
I was like, bro, I'm gonna go to bed.
Well, good job today, Sean.
Thank you.
You deserve it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you did us proud.
All right.
Yay.
All right.
Talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right. Sweet dreams.
Good night.